are gonna get better now. But you're still a drunken slob. Things are gonna get better now.
Hell yeah, it's getting better. It's hump day. And you're getting closer to the weekend. And it's time for your favorite show, Headbangers and Hooligans. As always, thank you for listening. Yours truly, Scummalicious. We're getting right after it today. Overrated versus underrated. And to me personally, I call him the godfather of heavy metal. That's right. We're talking about Ronnie James Dio. I miss that voice. There's nothing like it. There never will be anything in the future like it. Just so iconic, one of a kind. And when I posted this on the Facebook page yesterday, I stated there really isn't anything from Dio that's bad. That's just my opinion. You know, you could argue the Black Sabbath stuff. Just not a good situation to be following Ozzy Osbourne. And I like Dio over Ozzy Osbourne. That's just my personal preference. I'm not saying in Black Sabbath, I'm saying as a whole. But there is a ton of music I like from Ozzy. But comparing the two, I'm a Dio guy. Always will be. But yeah, I just, the whole Black Sabbath thing, I just don't think that was, it's just, you're not going to replace Ozzy Osbourne. It's just like the AC/DC thing. Brian Johnson was screwed from the beginning, replacing a legend like Bon Scott. So, but we are talking about Dio solo, and this might anger some hardcore Dio fans. Because I really hate saying overrated with anything that's connected to Dio. If anything, he's underrated for everything. Fuck yeah. But just kind of digging through, especially that decade. Think about it. Holy Diver, The Last in Line, Sacred Heart, and Dream Evil. Those 4 albums. I have all 4 of them. And I still listen to all 4 of them. I never get tired of those albums. It's legendary music. But, to me, Holy Diver, as great of an album it is, and is iconic and legendary as people see it, it is slightly overrated. And I'm going to explain why. Underrated, and it's extremely underrated, is Dream Evil, first album that Craig Goldie played on. Guitarist replaced Vivian Campbell. I'm going to explain that too. So let's start. Overrated. Holy Diver came out in 1983. The lineup at the time was, of course, The Godfather, Dio on vocals, Vivian Campbell on guitar, Jimmy Bain, bass player, Vinny Appice, you know he has a brother, Carmen, that drums too. I'm just having fun with his name. I just like calling him Vinny. Yo, Vinny, play some fucking drums, eh? What are you doing? Play some fucking drums, Vinny. Come on. Capiche? That's pretty fucking bad. I could do better than that. Anyway, and then Jimmy Bain also played keyboards on this one. And it starts off with Stand Up and Shout. And, gonna be honest, and I hate doing this, talking about Dio, but it's kind of meh to me. Fucking absolute shredding solo. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this now. Vivian Campbell, you know it. It's a bromance, right? Because I hear a lot of people, I don't, let me rephrase that. I've had a few people tell me, dude, would you get Vivian Campbell's cock out of your mouth or your ass? Fuck, he's in Def Leppard. I know. It saddens me that that's who he's playing with right now. But at least he's making some money. Even if it's not a lot. He deserves that, doesn't he? Fucking absolutely killed it on the first 3 Dio albums. Alright. So, the first track, but then we get to the second song, the title track. To me, one of the greatest metal songs of all time. I know, it's simple, like the rhythm part, but that fucking solo, yes, you're going to hear me talk about it again. I know I talk about it all the fucking time, but it really is an amazing fucking solo. And the rhythm part, that mid-tempo, dun, 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 that palm mute riff that Dio uses in a lot of his music, or did on those albums, and you're instantly hooked. That fucking giant voice kicks in. It's Holy Diver. It's just a great song. Then we get Gypsy. Solid. I wouldn't necessarily call it one of his best songs, but it's not terrible. Then we get Caught in the Middle, the 4th song. I really like that rhythm guitar in that song. Dun 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 dun, na 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 na, and the production, got like every instrument just jumps out at you when you listen to it. The bass, and especially in that era, the bass tended. I don't want to use that fucking word. The bass was drowned out. There you go. I'm kind of, these words that I'm trying to use, and it's confusing the shit out of me. Anyway, you get the bass guitar on this album, you hear it, and I love the production, especially the drums. Man, Vinny, he's so good. He's a technician back there. Now, it's not like Iron Maiden, where it's 50,000 miles an hour and doing all these crazy drum fills. He has the drum fills, but they're just put in the right place and in certain spots. It just sounds good. It's a great sounding album. If you were a metal band in the 80s, this is what your band should sound like. And then we get Don't Talk to Strangers. Don't talk to strangers. And I'm going to try not to sing at all when it comes to these Dio songs, because yeah, it's fucking embarrassing. It's like, dude, don't try to be Dio. Just shut your fucking mouth, Scummalicious, for once in your life. But yeah, I like Don't Talk to Strangers. Got that nice, clean, acoustic intro with the keyboards. And it picks up, but I'll go ahead and say it. It's a nice ballad. Then we get Straight Through the Heart, the 6th song. It's okay, but... And the thing about this, and I knew this, the first album that I ever listened to from Dio was Last in Line. Alright? That fucking album, holy shit. Every fucking song on that album was good to me. I didn't skip any. I skipped 4 or 5 songs on this album. I just did. The first time I listened to it, I thought, well, maybe the next one's a little better. They're not terrible. I just didn't get excited about them. Then we get Invisible. I just don't like the song. I just don't like that song from a guy that I know that can do a lot better than that. Then we get Rainbow in the Dark. How can you not love that song? Like a rainbow in the dark. Ding, 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 ding. Na, na, wah, na. That's the first song, metal song that had keyboards in it, that I was like, holy fuck, I want to learn the keyboards. I want to be on stage with Dio fucking just jamming them keyboards. Hell, I do that all day. But the keyboards, perfect in that song. They don't take away anything from the song. They actually make it sound a little heavier. I know that sounds crazy, but they do. Of course, Vivian Campbell fucking slaying another guitar solo in there. And let me tell you something. This is to all the guitar players out there. Learn that song. It's so fucking fun to play. It really is. You crank your fucking amp up and play that shit. Shred that shit, homie. Seriously. And it ends with "Shame on the Night," and it's mainly the bass and the drums in the first part, and then the guitar kicks in. But it's okay, and to me, that is the album. To me, it's a solid debut album. But the last in line, I think, is it 2 times a better album than Holy Diver. And that that classic metal show there, I got it out. Hump Day's got me all screwed up, I guess. But of course, it had Eddie Trunk and Jim Florentine and the other guy, can't remember his name. And at the end of one of the shows, the debate was, hey, what was the better album? Holy Diver, The Last in Line? I don't think it's even close. And I get it. Debut solo album, and the two big songs on there, Holy Diver and Rainbows in the Dark, or Rainbow, not Rainbows, are 2 of the best songs that he ever recorded. So that alone makes it a great album. But it is not the complete album that 1987's Dream Evil is. The first album with Craig Goldie. And I was so fucking surprised. Remember the day I bought this. And I'd read in Hit Parader magazine. That's my magazine. I always like when I'm able to stick in some of my oldies in there. Some of my goodies. It's like a stocking stuffer. Whenever I get to say Hit Parader and Circus Magazine. That Vivian Campbell left, and my God, for years them 2 went at it. Dio and Vivian Campbell, and they made up before Dio died, and I felt a lot better about that. Because that sucked, man. It really did. Anyway, I wasn't excited. Craig Goldie, the guy that's in Giuffria, fuck that band. I was like, they fucking suck. That's who you get? And then I seen Vivian Campbell in the White Snake video, in the still of the night. And I am sorry, I'm going to say this right now. White Snake, one of the most overrated fucking bands of that entire era. I'm sorry. David Coverdale is so fucking annoying. Why didn't you just name your band Led Zeppelin 2, only not as good? And I'm not even a Led Zeppelin fan. Everybody knows that. Just slide it in, right to the top, baby, slide it in. I ain't never gonna stop. They just fucking annoyed me. And the way he sang in his videos, you know, he'd look in the camera. I get it. I know a lot of bands did that in the 80s. That was part of the scene. Man, that motherfucker annoyed me. Anyway, fuck Whitesnake. So the only difference on this album, you still had Jimmy Bain on bass, Vinny on drums, Godfather on vocals, Craig Goldie the guitarist, and Claude Schnell was the keyboardist. Dream Evil kicks in right off the bat with Night People. Do you like the dark? Do you like the way it moves? Do you come alive when neon kills the sun? Da-da-da-da. Are you hypnotized? That fucking amazing Paul Mute riff. And it Night People. His fucking solo in there, I'll never forget it. When I first heard it, holy shit. I hit my little rewind button on my cassette player in the Little Hustler. That was my track at the time. The Baja Bug. And I had to listen to that solo, and I'm like, holy fuck, I had no idea that this guy could shred like that. But what a way to bring in the album with Night People. What a fucking awesome song. Then, second song, we get the title track. All's well at the midnight hour. You're ready to fly tonight. Nah. Don't think about the darkness or the rumbling in the sky. Yeah, we still get those Dio lyrics of, rainbows, darkness, evil, the warrior. behind the mountain with the giant sword. I'm kind of going overboard there, but I love the title track. Dun, 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 dun. Just a cool main rhythm, the intro there. Then they switch, kind of a different tempo, and then back to the chorus, which was the intro part. It's really good. And I'm telling you, the first two songs, I was so worried about this album. No Vivian Campbell. And the album that preceded it, Sacred Heart, the one that Vivian Campbell, last album that Vivian Campbell played on, I really liked. I do. I noticed there's a few people that hate it. And the title track, Sacred Heart, the more I listen to it, it really is the last in line, except for a couple parts. Just listen to the structure of that song. They're very, very similar. Anyway, I really liked it, but after hearing Dream Evil, I thought, you know what? Dream Evil's better than Sacred Heart. I can't believe I'm fucking saying this, but it was the truth. Then we get Sunset Superman. Sunset Superman. Na 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 na. Just, it's amazing. The keyboards and the guitars, heavy enough, right? Is it like thrash metal? No. But, and I like the line, the night has 1,000 eyes. It's just so fucking good. Each song, we've had Night People, Dream Evil, now Sunset Superman. They're all their own kind of unique song, but they're also good. You want to hear them over and over. Alright? First three songs on Sacred Heart. That's what I get for going off the tracks, right? Holy Diver. Those first three tracks, you take out Holy Diver, and these first three songs just blow Holy Diver out of the water. They're not even close. 3 songs in, and this is already a better album than Holy Diver. And you guys, you have to remember, I think Holy Diver is a really good album. It's just, it doesn't stack up against Dream Evil, though. Then, 4th song, All the Fools Sailed Away, and it starts out with the clean guitar, and then the keyboards. Then that main riff comes in. Wow. And you're like, the same guy, talking about Craig Goldie, that played in Gia Free, is the same guy that's coming up with these fucking heavy-ass guitars, especially in this one. And all the fools sailed away. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun. All the fools sailed away. They sailed away. And the video's kind of fucking cheesy, but I don't care. It's the 80s. That's what they did. They made cheesy videos. And what a great, just a fucking great album. Halfway in. Now, remember, I had the cassette, and I don't anymore. I'll tell that story another time. It didn't get stolen. I buried it. That's on down the line. I'll tell that story. But I went and bought the CD. But for the longest time, when I think about Dream Evil, I think about that first side. Night People, Dream Evil, Sunset Superman, All the Fools Sailed Away. That is a fucking kick-ass first side to an album. So, rest of the album. Naked in the Rain. We're naked in the rain. And it's an okay song. It's the first song that I was like, okay, it's alright. I mean, it's not terrible. I hate really using this word too, but it does kind of feel like a filler to me. And at the time I'm thinking, though, listen, this album has already surprised the shit out of me because I wasn't expecting it to be that good. And I even remember reading the magazines, there wasn't like this huge hype surrounding this album. And I'm sure a lot of that had to do with Vivian Campbell leaving. But I'll tell you what, if you didn't check this album out back in the day, You fucking missed out. Why did I just say back in the day? It makes it sound like I'm getting old or something. Fuck, I am. Anyway, next song, Overlove. Really different. It's got like a bluesy intro on the guitar. It's just Craig Goldie. Shows off them chops again. And at this point, and I'm still thinking this to this day, why the fuck was this guy in Giuffria? Because he wasn't playing guitar like that in that band. He really wasn't. Dio was like, shred that shit. And that's exactly what he did. He showed up. And Overlove, it's an okay song, but what makes it better than just mediocre is because of his guitar work. And being a guitar player, that sticks with me. But like as far as like the chorus and stuff, it's not really memorable. But with the musicians and how good they play their instruments, it makes the song interesting. Then we get to I could have been a dreamer, I could have been a shooting star, and I get it. And I read a couple things where guys are saying, wow, cheesy lyrics. Yeah, little, who gives a fuck? It's Dio. And once again, like I said before, it's the 80s. That's what they did. They sang cheesy shit sometimes, but that song is fucking awesome. That main guitar riff in the verses. Running with the wolf pack. Yeah. Dio was saying that shit way before The Hangover. But, yeah. Great guitar riff, great chorus. And then we get Faces in the Window. And some, wow. Tell you what, Penelope, what did you put in my tea? I can't fucking talk this morning. It's really messing me up. Anyway, Faces in the Window, that's another song. It is so good. And it's got layers to it, especially with the keyboards and the guitar riffs. And I mentioned this with Overlove, I shouldn't have been shocked that they sounded good, right? These guys were talented musicians playing with, in my opinion, the greatest singer that's ever lived. They're going to get something right. They have to. They're all too good not to be able to record great music, and they do. And then the last song, when a woman cries, it's okay. It's not a great song, but it ain't bad. It's a solid way to end the album. And like I said, basically 4 songs in, after the first 4 songs, Dream Evil is, to me, a better album than Holy Diver, just with the first 4 songs. And legendary album. And like I said before, those 2 songs alone, Holy Diver and Rainbow in the Dark, are 2 of the best he ever recorded. And it does make that a special album. But Dream Evil is the one. It is so underrated. A lot of Dio fans and a lot of metal fans in general don't understand how really good the album was. And I was reading it on YouTube. I seen some people making comments like, holy shit, I didn't know this album was that good. And I was glad I was able to give it a little love today on Overrated versus Underrated. There you go. Got to take a little break and then I got to get after it. Got to do a video. We got to talk about these Loudwire awards last night. Holy shit. Got a lot to talk about. Alright. Take it easy. And if it's easy, take it twice on a hump day. I'm out.